Hello, all, and welcome to Sportswire. There is another stream today. Of course, the Champions League draw. Such a messy draw, of course, this time around. They did the draw a couple of times. I don't know what basically happened. So, the context that we're setting today is the Champions League draw that we're going to be talking about. Not just that, we'll also be talking about the Chelsea match against Leeds United. So those are the couple of points that we have in the agenda for today. This pretty much is going to be a short stream, but I'd like to cover as much as possible, as much as content as possible, because one of the most important part of the round of 16 is the way that you get your draw in the Champions League. And I'd say Chelsea's got a good draw. Chelsea's got a good draw. Of course, the Sportswire not only concentrates on Chelsea, though majority of our content is driven towards Chelsea, we also ensure that the other content from the other channels, not channels, other teams are as well covered pretty much perfectly. Having said that, we probably will discuss about this particular scenario on how the draw went forward, how the draw actually transpired. All right, guys. So, how did this draw go on? Like, what happened basically the first time around? Yeah, they performed the draw, and of course, Liverpool as well got an easier team the last time, the first time, and City got an easier team. The only team from the English Premier League who got a very difficult draw was Manchester United. Of course, they drew against PSG. Manchester United PSG match always has some fan followings because it's Ronaldo versus Messi in the quarterfinal, right? And who wouldn't want that? So I was of the impression that's it. That's pretty much it. It's done. PSG is what is going to be drawing against Manchester United, and then Chelsea are going to be playing Lille. And then I hear a news. Then I hear a news people talking about the draw did not work properly. Basically, I was working the time. I had to work. So it was on multiple calls when I was working actually. So I didn't know exactly what was happening on because I was not going through the draw as well. So I noticed that there was a lot of live streams as well that is going around. So I thought maybe that yeah, the draw has started and things are going fine. People are getting excited. Chelsea community getting excited because they got Lille and all that. And then I noticed there is something wrong with the draw. So they're going to draw it again. The committee has the committee wants to draw again. I was like, dude, what's happening here? What's wrong? Why are you drawing it again? What happened to the teams that got it right the first time, got an easier team the first time? Of course, Chelsea got an easier draw, right? So I was thinking, oh my God, this is shambolic. They'll have to get this thing sorted. I mean, this is basically a draw, guys. Basically, it's like a pot, and then you have to pick one to the pot. And how wrong can you get there? Like, how wrong can you, if you cannot get that particular side of your game right? Taking a ball out of the draw, out of the pot. If you can place the ball in the right, I don't know how these players or how these people in management are actually managing the UEFA committee. That's sad to witness, honestly. That's sad to witness. Definitely, apart from this particular instance, there are other things as well that is going on in the UK. A lockdown could be announced for the second time around. We're not still sure about. I'm not going to talk about it in detail right now. Um, I just want to inform people about this Champions League draw. The way that it was drawn was definitely shambolic. Shouldn't have been done that, but then it was done, and we moved on with it. But interestingly, we drew against Lille for the second time. We drew against Lille for the second time. And I think if you are a Chelsea fan, you would probably be happy with the draw. Sometimes finishing second in a race is also a good thing. And that's what has happened to Chelsea Football Club right now. And the fans are pretty much happy and enjoying their moment right now because they couldn't have asked for a better option from the that they were provided with. But for one person or one team, if you could say the draw went on in a different fashion, is I think Manchester United got to extent wrong. I also think Liverpool as well got a difficult one. First time got it against Salzburg. That's an easy win for them. The second time they got it against Inter. Given the current scenario with Inter, it's not going to be that difficult, but it also means that they lost on a good opportunity with Salzburg. So, of course, I understand if the Liverpool fans are a bit disappointed with the way that the draw went on. In the first time, they provided a bit of security for Liverpool, and the second time, they had to play a bigger team, though they are not in the best of their form right now. Either way, it is what it is, guys. There's no backing out from now. So we will have to go ahead and face the teams, of course. So we'll discuss on each of these draws definitely individually and see how these teams are performing in their respective leagues and then see if they can or who probably will take up a win here, right? Yeah. So I'm going to quickly press the screen and let you guys know what I think about the particular draw. Definitely an easy draw. Definitely everyone is messed up. Chelsea, it is easy. But yeah, there are a few teams that have got a better draw. Manchester United as well, Atletico Madrid, they could have gotten an opportunity. They probably didn't apply because this time got PSG, they declared Manchester United that their defense is close to no possibility to break Atletico Madrid defense with Manchester United at right now. To having said that, it's like football and it's on the pitch for 90 minutes, so anything can happen. Anything can happen. Okay, let me pull that up. What do we have here? Champions League draw. There you go. That's it. It's a Champions draw. The first match, let's discuss about the first match. PSG got Real Madrid. PSG drew with Real Madrid. Now the thing here is, PSG the first time they drew with Manchester United. And maybe they would have been happy with Manchester United instead of playing against Real Madrid. But I think this will be an exciting match to watch out for. I mean, from the first draw that they took on, I thought Manchester United versus PSG would be the best of the lot. But now I think maybe this is the best out of the lot. PSG versus Real Madrid. It's definitely a bigger match. So PSG will start in the home, which means that they have the first match as their home advantage. The second leg is for Real Madrid, where they will have that home advantage. It definitely is going to be difficult. Please let me know about your thoughts as well on this particular fixture. PSG takes on Real Madrid. What do you guys think about this particular fixture? PSG is taking on Real Madrid. Any predictions? I'm not asking for a score prediction, of course, but anything that you're excited about this game? I personally am excited about how Messi is going to probably thrash Courtois on the pitch because, as a Chelsea fan, that is expected. You don't like Courtois. Most of people don't like Courtois because the way that he left the Chelsea Football Club. On the other hand, Messi as well. You'd like to see Messi score more goals, that too against Spanish opponent and one of the teams that he has been playing as a rival for so long time. That one point is interesting, but there's another point as well. I guess most of you guys would have already guessed about it. Yeah, you guys would have guessed about it. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Sergio Ramos is going to be playing against his former team, Real Madrid, the team that he's been with for ages, literally. He's going to be playing against them in the Champions League round of 16. Aren't you guys interested? Aren't you guys excited about the prospect of Sergio Ramos facing Real Madrid in the Champions League round of 16? Yeah, we all have to hope that he is fit for playing, because once he shifted to PSG, of course, he had a long lay of injury and he was not able to play most of the games. And I hope really he comes back better and then plays for PSG in this game. But how much valuable is PSG going to consider Sergio Ramos for this particular game? We've got a Real Madrid fan joining the stream right now. Vignesh is joining the stream. He is a Real Madrid fan, of course, in the right moment to join the stream as well. When we were talking about PSG versus Real Madrid drawing in the Champions League. First of all, before we get into the draw, Vignesh, let me know about your thoughts on how this draw was done. They did that the first time and then they scrapped it and then they had to do it the second time. Lucky Chelsea got Lille the both the time. But what do you think about this particular draw? I mean, it is one of the most easiest thing. This is something that we would have played as a first year, a first standard student or a second standard student in our kids' life, where you just have a pot and then you have to take a ball out of it and then you have to read it whatever in it and you have to do whatever it is written there. That's as simple as it is. What?
Yeah, true, very true.
How did they guys? How did these guys miss up on that? How did these guys mess up on
The
that? And
fact that
they are supposedly supposed to have management degrees from top universities all around. What's happening there? What exactly happened there?
it's interesting to see. Okay, so they basically wanted to rig, but then they got caught. It's
Hmm.
as simple as that somebody who put their hand into the pot and got caught. It's at this point they can only change their decision and call it for a redraw. But yeah, I think I personally not being affected by any of the draw changes.
Hmm.
Maybe Chelsea got a little lucky though, but Real Madrid, I think, what we had Benefica before.
Yeah, they had first time that was easy for them. It was Benfica that they had in the first draw, but the
Yeah,
second time they had to draw with PSG. I think one of the most
I think
team that was affected by the second draw, I could say Real Madrid was one of those teams, because
I think
now it is.
it's interesting to see that we eliminate PSG at this point in the tournament. It's going to become easier. It's easier for everybody in the tournament, but again, it's going to be
Or the
easier.
men in white gets eliminated.
Sure, sure, sure. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean,
I
there's a
mean,
good possibility. So,
on paper, PSG is the strongest team. No doubt,
mm,
they have all the legends. They have contributed some of the legends from La Liga to to League One as well. But I think it's going to be interesting that way. To see Casemiro going on with
mm.
a foul, Ramos defending Messi for it. Going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly the next question that I was about to ask you. How do you think about? I mean, what is your thoughts on this Real Madrid facing PSG with Sergio Ramos leading the line on the defense? I'm not sure how fit he is to lead the line, of course, but the prospect in itself looks very encouraging.
Yeah,
Sergio
very
Ramos
much.
playing against Real Madrid, that too in a round of 16, with
Yeah.
With the French giants. This is a story.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be interesting in terms of that, and also the fact that the match that got cancelled was between PSG and Manchester United. In that case, also it would have been an interesting fixture, but I'm sure this fixture is going to be very controversial. That part I have no doubts.
Hmm.
Uh, Wherever there is Ramos, there is at least a red card or a controversy,
Yeah.
and especially when he's paired up with Messi and Neymar and Mbappe and other people, it's for sure going to happen.
Agreed. Agreed. It started as a rivalry between Ronaldo and Messi, between Manchester United and PSG. That could have been the possible draw when they initially started off with the draw this time. But it went on to become a draw between Messi and Courtois. Um, Former Chelsea goalkeeper, of course, on the goal now for Real Madrid. The way that he went out of the club is something that we all hate. So,
True.
we kind of keep it in our mind. So, um, in that way, I'd want to see Messi putting three past Couture. But nevertheless, that's my personal opinion on that. But this definitely is going to be an interesting draw. This definitely is one of the most difficult draw as well. When you look at this fixtures that have been lined up for us. So hopefully, this is the best match that we get to see. PSG versus Real Madrid in the round of 16 for this particular year's round of 16. And
For
next we
sure.
get to the Chelsea versus Lille. Chelsea versus Lille. You know what the interesting thing about Chelsea versus Lille? I think it's like a match made in heaven. It was as if the match was made in heaven, because first time you got Lille, and the second time, no, I don't think so. Any Chelsea fan would have expected that we would get Lille again. There was an option where it could have been, I guess it was Atletico or Lille, the last one, but we ended up getting Lille. So it
Yeah,
seemed
correct.
as though it was like a match made in heaven. So what do you think, or what do you make out of this draw for Chelsea from a Lille perspective as well? However you
I
want to
think,
look at it.
I mean, it's a little easier draw for Chelsea, and I
Mm,
think it's best that they keep it that way. Uh,
mm,
it's very beneficial for them, and also the fact that Chelsea is currently leading the table there as well in the
mm,
league. It's in very good form. I think probably one of the best forms in so far in the last 1 decade
mm.
in the run as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be beneficial for them, and they're obviously qualifying to round of 16. Hope so. If you mess up here, God knows what will happen. But
You know what? I wouldn't be so sure of it. The reason why I say that is because let's not forget Lille was the French champion the previous year with PSG playing with them. So they were the French champion the previous year, and this year they've not been up to a great start. So the momentum
yeah,
is not something PSG, Lille right now has. But at the same time, Chelsea as well started off very good this particular season.
yeah,
But due to the injuries that the team has been facing recently, Chelsea are scraping wins. They're basically scraping wins from teams in the lower bottom level. But one thing that I can tell with respect to Chelsea is that we've got time to play this game. This game is basically played
yeah,
on 15th of February. So it's not that you immediately have to have a fit squad to face against Lille. So you still have close to 2 months of time to go ahead and play with Lille. But nevertheless, it's going to be an interesting draw. Chelsea versus Lille. A lot to talk about that as well as we circle back to it. But before that, we'll just probably cover the rest of it as well, because of
yeah,
course, being a Chelsea fan, I'd have a lot more topic. I have a lot more information to talk about it, and Vicky as well here is a Real Madrid fan. Will have a lot more information to provide us when it comes to the PSG versus Real Madrid game. And then you have the German champions Bayern versus Salzburg. Salzburg from Austria, I believe. Bayern versus Salzburg. That's another interesting draw. I'm not sure how this draw is going to turn up too, but Bayern looking very, very strong in a good position
I
to win the
mean,
game.
they have always been strong, and I think at this point they are at their topmost form. And seeing the way that they threw out Barcelona to Europa League and all of that was
Hmm.
very, very momentous for a Real Madrid fan to watch.
Yeah, agreed. And DJ Savage, thanks for joining in, mate. DJ Savage from UK. He says that great draw for against Lille, a great draw probably for Chelsea against Lille. That's what he meant to say. But we should never underestimate them. He says they have good players: Renato Sanchez, Icon, and Jonathan David. I guess Renato Sanchez as well is from Portugal. Probably he follows it
Mhm.
better. DJ Savage. Their striker is very good, Jonathan David. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I've not really watched a lot of Lille games to really comment on it, if I'm to be honest. But I'd never underestimate any team that is coming up against Chelsea in the Champions League draw, because when you have to come to the Champions League draw, you have to you should be in a position where you've won so many things and you've won so many against so many teams. So getting into Champions League itself is is the most difficult part. So if you've made that, then you've also ensured that the team is playing as a unit, and that particular day, whoever is strongest and whoever get their tactics right, they're going to win the game. It's not that the other team is completely depleted than
Yeah,
the team that they're facing. So of course, Champions League draws are always going to be challenging and difficult. So DJ Savage, a very valid point. We should not be underestimating Lille. And we move on. We move on to the next one on the fixture: Inter versus Liverpool. Inter versus Liverpool. We've got Nick Blue as well on the house. Nick Blue from UK joining us. Inter versus Liverpool. What do you think about this particular fixture, Vicky?
Salah has been consistent quite some time, right? I think
Hmm.
Salah would be able to handle this, and I think he's waiting for it for quite some time now as well.
Hmm.
Should be an
So
interesting fixture. What do you think?
I think, okay. Before I talk about this fixture, I just wanted to ask you a question. Would Liverpool fans or Liverpool be disappointed in the second draw the way it went the second time around? They got Salzburg, I believe, the first time, and now they've got Inter. So, do you think they'll be a bit disappointed in the way that the second draw went on?
True. I mean, like preference-wise, yes, they would have gone with the former, but it is what it is. To quote.
Yeah. Now, makes sense. It is what it is. We cannot do anything about it. Of course, Chelsea fans in the channel who are live here are happy about this particular draw against Lille. Inter versus Liverpool definitely is going to be an interesting fixture for me. You asked about my thoughts on it, right? Of course, they've got a few players. They've lost a lot of players in the summer transfer, and they are financially struggling a bit. But Inter right now, as well, is not really good in their own Serie A. So I'd say Liverpool has the upper hand here, but it wouldn't be as easy as they would probably face a Salzburg that they got in the first round. Moving forward, another very good team, Atletico Madrid versus Manchester United. I was just talking to Jem as well in the Discord channel. So this is what I kind of think about this fixture, right? They escaped from one of the other fixtures and then they got locked in here. I mean, they could have got PSG, but they at least had an option where they could have gone in and then broken that defense that is led by Marquinhos in PSG. They at least had a chance. To be honest, Manchester United, however attacking they are, I don't see them breaking Atletico Madrid's defense.
True, true.
Your thoughts there?
Atletico Madrid is also a good form only. I think for the last couple of matches that they were playing, if I remember correctly, uh, Manchester United had a very interesting couple of fixtures. They had a fall. They had a. I think last match they won against. What was it? Do
Manchester
you
United
follow?
won their last match against Norwich City 1-0.
Okay.
Yeah,
It is
that
going
was
to
the
be
last one.
difficult for them, but then it was not like it was a easier draw before that they had to worry about it now. It was again
Hmm.
against PSG. So either one of the devils, it's still going to be difficult for them.
Yeah, I know that this is probably going to be Rangnick versus Diego Simeone, but let's be honest, guys. Diego Simeone has been with Atletico Madrid for quite some time now, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't go so far judging that. You know what? If this particular match Rangnick loses against Diego Simeone, or if this particular fixture, if Atletico Madrid wins over Manchester United, then I wouldn't go far saying that Rangnick is not a better coach than or yeah, than a better coach than Diego Simeone. Let's not get into those conclusions, is what I'm trying to say. Of course, there are 3 more months, but the amount of time that Rangnick is getting to work with Manchester United, though they have a better squad in terms of their quality, is very, very less than the number of years that Diego Simeone has spent his time with Atletico Madrid. So let's not get into this coach comparison right now because it would be a bit of ingest on Rangnick's end. Moving forward, another easy fixture for the English champions. Manchester City will be taking on Sporting from the Portugal um, nationality. I think DJ Savage will have definitely a very good understanding of how this team plays as well. I don't follow the Portugal league or the Portuguese league. So Sporting versus Manchester City. Of course, the first match is going to be played at Sporting. So um, any thoughts about this fixture? Should be fairly an easy win for Manchester City, unless and of course there is something uh, miracle that is happening there.
Yeah, I mean, some of the fixtures are straightforward, unless until they screw up on that very same day. But yeah, I think otherwise it's a straight win for Man City.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Um, Quickly moving to the next one, Villarreal as well. They play against Juventus. Usually, Manchester United is the one that plays against my Villarreal over the past, I don't know for how long, the 1.5 years. I've just been seeing Manchester United continuously playing against Villarreal, be it the Super Cup, not the Super Cup, the Europa League, or I don't know what they were only playing. But then there were a lot of matches. Yeah, last time in the Europa League, this time in the Champions League, they always drew with Villarreal in the same group, or faced them in the knockout when it comes to the Europa League final last time, where Manchester United lost to Villarreal 11-10, if I remember the score correctly, through penalties. But this one,
Mhm.
Juventus versus Villarreal. An interesting fixture. Both of the team, I mean, Villarreal, when you compare to Juventus, are better with the momentum. But again, it's too early for us to judge based on the momentum, because this game is going to be, let's not forget, it's happening on 15th of February, which means it's probably close to one and
Yeah,
a half to 2 months away. So I'm not sure if we should be going by momentum right now. But Villarreal right now are performing better in the La Liga than Juventus in their own league. So how do you look at this
it's a little different
fixture?
comparison though.
Hmm.
Uh, in Valeria, I think in La Liga at least they have a lot of other very good teams which were paired up against Villarreal, but they were able to defend even their even Real Madrid had one fixture against Villarreal. They were able to actually defend it pretty well. It was not like a very major disaster or anything.
Hmm.
On the other hand, Juventus, not really sure. Their league itself is a little iffy.
Hmm.
Be like a fair comparison, but yeah, I think this time maybe we can give it to Villarreal in terms of what this is going to bring out.
Agreed. Agreed. Nick Blue says that big up DJ. Yes, it was the team we got in the beginning, but I wasn't happy with UFA for taking bribes. Of course, they've got caught red-handed, is what I'd say. Uh, and I'm not sure how they're going to be dealing with this situation. But I don't think so. Manchester United was the club who complained. They were quite happy with getting PSG. I mean, I don't think, first of all, Manchester United are the club that are used to complaining and stuff. But I think there was a bit of injustice that was done there. A bit of injustice. Maybe that was not directed towards Manchester United, but there was something that is going on, and I think EUFA should be a lot better run. And of course, the last one in the fixtures, I think these two teams would have wanted each other. Ajax versus Benfica. Ajax, the Netherlands champion, the Dutch champion. Benfica, the Portuguese champions as well. So, what do you think about this fixture, Benfica versus Ajax, Amsterdam? I don't think so. They're called Amsterdam anymore. Ajax, just Ajax.
I don't follow both of the teams, but I'm guessing what is left is what is left here.
Yeah, what is left is what is left. That's a good way to put it as well, because we don't follow leagues, those sort of leagues. But what I gather from Dutch champions, the Dutch champions, Ajax, is that they are pretty good in bringing up young squad. Of course, Ten Hag is the coach right now at Ajax, and he has been a person who was looked forward for the job at Manchester United. I think they are still looking at Ten Hag as an option, because Rangnick is someone who will be their coach or manager only for 6 months of period of time, and then he is probably going to move into a consulting capacity. So they are expecting to bring in a new coach in the coming summer, and Ten Hag is the one they are looking forward to bring. So he's probably amongst at least the top three options that they are right now looking at. So if a coach of that caliber, like who can suit Manchester United, of course, is managing Ajax, then there is something there. There's something that they're looking at. So by that particular thoughts with respect to Ten Hag, I think
Hmm.
Ajax could have an upper hand in this game. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, nothing to say. Again, Champions League. So we know how the teams are. And So we just discussed about how these guys, how these teams have matched against each other. Now the next step is probably talking about the leg, the return leg, and the first leg. How much of it will have an impact in terms of how these teams are going to perform? PSG, of course, are getting their home leg first, and Real Madrid will have the return leg. So, from your perspective as a Real Madrid fan, would you have preferred the return leg or would you have preferred the home leg first?
Uh, the return leg, I think I would go with the return leg right now.
Mhm.
Uh, I guess PSG has a lot of potential to start away on their home ground. There's also the advantage of starting first in their home ground. But I guess Real Madrid is always used to chasing games, and then that gives a little bit of an advantage also. But again, puts us in disadvantage when it comes to away goals. But I think Real Madrid would perform better in the second game, the return leg being home.
Yeah, I think the same as well. They get to know what the score line is, and they have an advantage when they play against in their home for the second half. So that definitely would probably be an advantage for for Real Madrid if they know how to play in the return fixtures and if they know how to play in their home. And of course, Santiago Bernabeu is something that they are used to playing at, and there are a lot of people, a lot of players who shine at that particular ground, ranging from Benzema to Bale on the
Did you say Bale?
and is Bale not with Real Madrid anymore?
I'm surprised every now and then I keep checking if he's still in the team.
I thought he was in the team,
Yeah,
and then
he
he is right. Yeah, I know he is a bit struggling with his injuries and stuff, but yeah, he
a
still
bit
is
is
part
an
of the squad.
understatement. He
I
has
mean,
been struggling
I
for
could
quite
I could
some
have
time.
gone ahead and said about Eden Hazard. The reason why I didn't say about Hazard was another player. I mean, former Chelsea player. He did everything good until he was in Chelsea, and then he aspired for that Real Madrid move. Once he went there, he did not get proper playing time and so much of injury layoffs, of course, and that particular move did not go well for Eden Hazard.
That was
So
terrible.
another player probably I could have told that he is good at Santiago Bernabeu, but honestly, I don't think so. He is that effective in Santiago Bernabeu, playing in Santiago Bernabeu. I'm not even sure if he's playing a lot of games there. First of all, to be honest, Nick Blue says I think it was both Manu and Atletico paying for a redraw. I don't know. I don't know how things went about. Honestly, I'm not going to comment on it because I haven't watched it closely, and there are a mixed review in the Twitter I mean, in the Twitter feeds as well. So, not really getting into the details. So, to avoid the embarrassment, they put them together. Yeah, Man United and Atletico paying for a redraw. Um, what's your thoughts on this?
Still, it's funny that if you pay for a redraw and then get both those teams against each other, it's almost
Yeah.
as if they put it on their own heads. Could have. I mean, it's okay. Who did Atletico Madrid have before? Do you know?
Yeah, I was basically working today. A
Okay.
lot of work today, and so I was busy in the office, so I
I,
didn't
I didn't
notice
see
what was
them,
going on.
but seeing how it has turned out, I think it was okayish for Manchester United. I
Hmm.
just followed what happened with Real Madrid and Chelsea, so that's as much as
Yeah,
I know.
let's talk about. Let's probably move to the second one, right? Chelsea versus Lille. Chelsea versus Lille is another interesting point. Like, will Chelsea be at an advantage playing at Stamford Bridge first against Lille? I think we would have preferred the return leg, if I am to be honest here, because we are usually good when we play the return leg at Stamford Bridge, and most of the teams are.
Boss,
And
you already have Lille. That much only is granted for you, not the rest that you want also.
oh my god, yeah, that's a good thing from Vicky. I mean, he's a bit quirky there. So yeah, we got one thing right where we got Lille, but of course we are getting our first leg in home. So if at all we are able to put 3 or 4 past Lille in the first leg, then I think we will probably go to the second leg without conceding. I'm talking about. Then we'll go to the second leg a lot more confident and probably play out for a draw or rest a few players and then ensure that we pick up a win there. So I think that is how we would probably navigate this particular situation. Nick Blue, let us know on the comment section, or anyone else who's watching the stream, let us know on the comment section, what do you think, or what would have you preferred? Would you have preferred Chelsea having the first leg or the second leg at Stamford Bridge? Let
On
us know
that
on the comment
note,
section.
right, against Chelsea, what is the team that you did not want to be in the draw paired up against?
Uh, the only team that I was worried about was Bayern Munich.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, the rest of the team, I think we were fairly confident on playing. The reason why I say that is Real Madrid, we just won against them this last season in the
Yeah,
semi-final, so we were pretty much confident. And the way that PSG was moving against Manchester City in their group stage game, I thought, you know what, if Chelsea gets PSG, we probably will knock them out, because they're very slow on the front three, and Chelsea is very quick on the counter, and as well enjoys a lot more ball position. And PSG seems to be having a lot of areas that they need to improve right at this point in time. Liverpool could have been difficult, um, and City, of course. I mean, Liverpool could have been a bit easier than City, if I'm to be honest, because City, the last time they played against us at the Stamford Bridge, they pressed us high. They seem to have found out the way that they need to play against Chelsea to get a win from them, win from us. So it would have been interesting, of course, but it would have also been putting us in a risky situation in the round of 16. Yes, of course, going forward, we will definitely probably at least play Manchester City at some point in time. Let it
sure. Yeah.
come the time it comes. Yeah, Nick Blue as well says the only team that we were trying to avoid was Bayern Munich, given the current situation and the current form they are in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mostly on Chelsea versus Lille. Then you've got this RB Salzburg versus Bayern Munich. Red Bull Salzburg, of course, against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are going to be playing their return leg at home. This is interesting. They've got their favorable draw as well. Not that they need it, but it's a good one.
Bayern at this point does not need even luck. I think they're already having everything that they can have.
Mm,
It's a straight stretch. I think they just have to see it through till the Champions League end. But again, given the fact that it's like a month and a half, or rather 2 months later, it could go either way. I mean, but not for this match at least.
yeah.
After that, whoever is getting paired against Bayern has to be a little worried.
Agreed. There are certain things that is stopping them from winning the Champions League over the past couple of years as well that I've witnessed. Chelsea, of course, won it the last time, and I think before that it was a different team, but not Bayern Munich. I might be wrong here, but my Bayern Munich have been having a difficult time when it comes to the knockout stages at the Champions League, and some team or the other manages to knock them out, though they have won it a couple of times on the trot. But maybe this time is lucky for them, and Bayern Munich goes on to win the game. Uh, while you provide your comments on this Inter versus Liverpool first leg and return leg, let me plug my charger. Go on, Vicky.
I mean, here I think there's not a lot of things to say. Liverpool already has their own what required fixture itself. I think there's nothing better that Liverpool could ask at this point. But yeah, again, Inter is also at a very great form. For Inter, I'm not sure how they play in an away ground. The last couple of matches that I've seen was also in their home ground. Do you happen to know how they play in an
I
away
mean,
ground?
they're good in Italy, of course. When they come out, they seem to be having trouble. But then judging Inter in this season would be completely different from how they played the last season. The reason why I say that is they played with Lukaku the last season, who scored close to 34 goals for them, 34 goals for them. But and also he was linking up well with Lautaro Martinez on the top, and they had Hakimi playing on the right wing back position. But these are the areas that they've lost right now, and the team is financially struggling as well. So there's a lot of aspects that are going in at Inter Milan right now. I'm not sure if they are in the right position to challenge, of course, for the Champions League title, but they could still manage to pull up, or be a black horse and win against a team. So I wouldn't be surprised if they pull that off. But if I was in the Inter Milan board, or if I was an Inter Milan fan, I'd be worried that they picked up Liverpool. Definitely
Right.
worried. Guys, we've got 5 people watching the stream right now. Please press that like button, smash that like button. Let's get that like up to, first of all, let's get to 5 and then we'll progress. But let's get it to 5, guys. Let's get it to 5. Let's get the 100% like percentage and then we'll start from there.
Done,
Thank you,
done.
first of all, for joining the stream, everyone. We've got Vicky here, more into Spanish league, so he follows Spanish league laws a lot. So when you talk to him and then when he is struggling to talk about Manchester City or Liverpool, it doesn't mean he doesn't know football. It means that he doesn't know English Premier League. He
I think
basically
it's
follows
also
Spanish.
true a little bit, but okay. I thought
He's just short selling himself. Atletico would have played
Athletic out of
Bayern Munich.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think right here we always want to play away first, right?
okay,
uh,
another way to look at it. And if that's the case, then oh yeah, that's exactly what we did not get. So we would have wanted to
yeah,
play away first.
it's okay though. You will get to play both the legs. You will play it very well. I have all the confidence in Chelsea. And
Yeah,
with the current reigning champions of Champions League, I think
champions of
they should
Europe.
not. Yeah,
Um,
Champions of Europe. Sorry, but
so
should be.
another thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to this Inter versus Liverpool game is that they have to play their return leg back at the Anfield. No team is
Mhm.
going to find that easy. I'll be honest with you. No team is going to find playing a return leg at Anfield easy.
Yeah,
Let it be Inter Milan or even Bayern Munich. Return leg at
right.
Anfield is going to be difficult, of course. So Inter Milan has a huge task ahead of them, a huge task cut out for them. Quickly moving on to the next one, Atletico Madrid against Manchester United. Manchester United, of course, have a home advantage when they play their second leg against Atletico Madrid. That's sort of a good, I think, a bit of advantage for Manchester United. They're playing at the Old Trafford, their return leg, so that could go either way. But Atletico Madrid have also I mean, they are going to be playing their first match um, in their home. So if they can do something there, then United are going to be a bit more on the defensive, and they probably are not going to look as polished as you would want them to be. So it could go either way, but Rangnick's United, there's a lot to um, there's a lot to actually talk about, and there's a lot to even observe further, because we don't know
Yeah,
right at this moment how Manchester United will react to situations.
I think yeah, correct. Manchester United they themselves have not observed what Ragnick has told. It's not like all his matches have gone as per his command or wish. It's still taking time to settle in, and I think by the time it takes them to settle in, he would be out.
Now, United, I'll say one thing: they don't sack their managers so easily. But again, 6 months is
Yeah.
a short term, and
Oh,
then he
you
has
don't
to
have to
go.
tell me that it's been going on for ages now.
Yeah, but he's not going to be in the role if that is what you meant.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that
true.
makes sense.
He did he always was promised as the interim manager, right? So
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. The next one that we have on the setup is Sporting versus City. I don't even know if we have to talk about it. It doesn't matter if it is a reverse leg or the first leg. This is going to be City's game. I mean, I'm not sure if it gives them any advantage of playing in Etihad. I don't know if they want to have that sort of an advantage when they play in their return leg. But that is also a favorable draw that they've got. Etihad in their reverse fixture.
right, yeah.
Nick Blue says the good thing is we should have all the players back. Exactly. From the Chelsea's perspective, of course, Nick Blue makes a lot of sense here. He says that in the month of February, we'll have most of our players back, hopefully, and they are in their full fitness. And actually, right at this moment, our midfield is close to being non-existent. We're playing with a non-existent midfield, and this is not a midfield. So when we rate Chelsea's performance at this particular moment, we'll have to be very careful on the way that we rate it. It's not up to Tuchel. It's not about Tuchel making tactical errors and all that. This team cannot play. This team cannot
Wow.
play with the midfield options they have right now. So you know
Hmm.
what? It is what it is.
But I think by Feb you should get back your squad, like almost all of the squad. It's
I
two
really
months away,
hope that
like
happens.
you said. Yeah.
Hopefully that happens, and then we are able to get something out of it. But it would be definitely interesting to watch out on how this game goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Moving on to the next fixture, which is Juventus versus Villarreal. What's with that?
Juventus versus Villarreal is again the same case. I guess both their legs would be hard for Juventus. Uh, but maybe their home advantage is a little bit there. That much is all we can say about their game.
Yeah, yeah. But it would be again interesting, actually. Anyways, we talk about that, and then we quickly move on to the next one as well. The next one being Benfica versus Ajax, another team, another match, which which would be interesting, of course, because both of them have equal opportunities in coming out on top. And the team that wins will probably be the easiest team in the round of 32, right? Sorry,
Right.
not round of 32, the last eight.
The last thing.
Yeah,
It's also a match which is almost not going to be watched
a
by a
match
lot of
of
people. But
equals.
again, okay, by equals, it could mean at very different levels. But yeah,
Yeah, still it's equals, right? So
right, it's true. It's also a match of equals. Uh, I'm guessing by Chelsea's luck, you'll probably get their winner if you make it.
all right, makes complete sense. Hopefully, they, I mean, Ajax manages to pull off a win there and then get into the top eight as the. I'm not even sure if they are the Dutch champions right now, but nevertheless, it's a good team to be at top eight.
Right.
That's more or less about the Champions League draw. Of course, we're not going to do any score predictions right now because we've got 2 months for the game. We don't even know who is going to be available and what state they are going to be and all that. So we will take a quick break from the Champions League game, and then we'll slowly drift off into the Premier League for this particular match day 17, I believe. Not sure if I'm getting it right. If I am getting it right, then it's match day 17. Quickly, I'm opening up Premier League fixtures for this week, and let's see what is in the store. What is in the store for us this week? All right, guys. Fixtures, exactly. That's match day 17. What do we have for match day 17? The first game is Brentford versus Manchester United. Thoughts about this, Vicky?
Oh, Brentford versus Manchester United. I've never seen Brentford play so far in my entire life.
Yeah, I know the impact that yeah, when it comes to Premier League that Wiki has. So, guys, if you want to hop in and have your say, of course, we having a Spanish correspondent here right now here in the channel. So when we talk about Premier League, probably he's going to be more of a spectator than a person who talks a lot. So if you want to have your
Yeah.
say, just click on that StreamYard link that is already posted on the chat. You can hop in and have your say. Of course, we've got Vicky here who can provide different
Oh,
knowledge.
for sure, for
Who
sure.
can bring in a lot of tactical nuances into the game. So um, I'm gonna put the link as well once again in the comment section, and you guys can just hop in and have your say. Like always, guys, we are going live at multiple platforms, of course, YouTube and Twitch. So stay tuned to the channel. We've got lives that is happening around probably every single day. Maybe I miss some days, but then usually at around this time we have lives that are being scheduled around. And tomorrow, I think, yeah, tomorrow we have a Chelsea versus Everton match preview. And then we'll take it from there. We'll take it from there one day at a time. So that's what we have in the show for you guys. Just press that press that like button, of course, but go on, press that link, and then hop in and have your say. You know that this stream has always remained open stream for people to come in and have their say. We'll continue to do that. But my comments on this Brentford versus Manchester United game is that Brentford have picked up a good run of form in the recent days, but still not being able to manage wins. Of course, Ivan Toney, their striker, has been very lethal in front of the goal. But when you compare them against Manchester United's Ronaldo, maybe he's not up to the mark. So, given the higher squad quality and the manager that they've got right now, Rangnick, I think this should be a fair win for Manchester United. I'm not going to be predicting so much ridiculous saying that it's going to be a 4-0 or a final. I think that this match will again be a 1-0 for Manchester United. Quickly moving to the next one, Norwich City versus Ashton Villa. Both of the teams struggling for their positions right now. One of course, fighting relegation battle. Norwich City and on the 19th spot right now, if I'm remembering the table right. But Aston Villa, of course, have drifted above in the ranks after the introduction of their new manager in Steven Gerrard. He had the last game played against Liverpool. Liverpool versus Aston Villa. He went to their 10 and then he got a 1-0 loss. But then that's probably what you can expect. But Steven Gerrard, the way that he started in the Premier League after coming in, picking up a win against Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. At the same time, I guess there was another win as well, a well-fought win for Aston Villa. Aston Villa are getting better in terms of how they are performing. So I think this is going to be Aston Villa's game by a wide margin. But given the last performance of Norwich City, where they managed to keep Man United on bay, like having a 1-0 loss against United, means that they're doing certain things right. So it definitely will be interesting. Norwich City versus Ashton Villa. Thoughts on the game, Vicky?
No, not really. I was just going through all your. Oh, hi, Nick Blue. Nick Blue has joined.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, big chapter. I thought I'd join you. Yeah,
Perfect. Nick Blue, thank you so much for joining the stream. Guys, this is Nick Blue once again. Nick Blue was the one who brought us live stream straight from the Stamford Bridge, the last game. If you guys want to go back and check it out, we have a couple of footages, at least like during the initial half of the match before the match started. He was showing us the Stamford Bridge from the Matthew Harding end, and also he was talking to us during the halftime and towards the end of the game as well. He came into the stream and he told us how the match went. So absolutely amazing conversation with Nick Blue straight from the Stamford Bridge, live from the Stamford Bridge for the match against Leeds United. And of course, his favorite player did play really, really well, Antonio Rudiger. The kind of showmanship that he had in that game, the kind of energy that he brought into the game. Rudiger, that energy, I think, was partially because Nick Blue, one of his best fans, was there watching him in the Matthew Harding end. Nick Blue, talk to us about the game that you just witnessed, Leeds United versus Chelsea.
Yeah, it wasn't a great performance, especially the second half was really bad from us. But the first half was all right, really. We played pretty well, but Rudiger was unbelievable. So was Rudiger and Rhys James, Jorginho, of course. Rhys James, them three really played well. The rest wasn't on it. But the way Rudiger plays, he had to make that penalty. It was very clever. You see how it happened, especially the second penalty. He made that player tackle him when he shouldn't have. That player I forgot who he was now, but he's very clever. He got us to it. Without Rudiger, we would have lost for sure.
Yeah.
And I still have fans, fans on certain channels, and we don't want him. We don't need him anymore. What's all this rubbish I hear? Chelsea is one of no Chelsea fan wants to lose him.
Of course,
you hear all these people from America. I don't want to say names. You have never seen Chelsea in the flesh, and they kept complaining about Rudiger. Tell me, I don't know what's going on with this film. They just want to be on, just to talk rubbish. It really annoys me, as you know.
Agreed. The way that Rudiger played in the previous game, that kind of showed the character and also showed the love that he has towards the club. So giving this man what he wants is becoming an increasing thought amongst the Chelsea fan base. A lot of people want to give Rudiger what he wants. Of course, the final decision is going to be from the board. Hams Master has joined us. He says UEFA is corrupted. Of course, they're corrupted. You just knew it.
Yes, you're
That
correct.
lad Dylan says that hello, hello. We've got a surprise video that is also coming up tonight in the stream from that lad Dylan. I'll tell you what this video is about. If you've closely watched our show, you would have already guessed it. But I'm going to tell that. I'm going to play that video and I'll probably take you through. Fairboy also says that Chelsea played well in that game. Of course, they played brilliantly. They played amazingly good. I mean, the way that they played, I wouldn't say like so good and all that, like the
Yeah,
best Chelsea
we have
performance.
been better.
We
Yeah, we
managed to
can
get
play better, but it wasn't rubbish from us. Against we were expecting to. People thought it's going to be an easy game, 3-4 new Leeds, but no, Leeds always perform against us. Always. Doesn't matter what teams have played.
Now, one thing a lot of people forget is that there were a lot of questions about our defense that was raised. They asked us, you know what? Aspilicueta is playing, Silva is playing, and Rudiger is playing in your back three. Then why is your back three conceding still? The one thing that they don't understand is that it's not always the back three who can stop the attackers from attacking. The midfield is what comes against these attackers as the first option. When you have Kante and Jorginho in front of these back three, then the back three will be effective. When you have people like Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Saul Niguez like running like chicken heads, don't know where they're actually going, this back three is obviously going to fail because there's going to be a huge pressure on the back three. It's not even a back four formation, which means that we just have three people on the back who has to cover an enormous area. So it's not going to be as easy as people think.
Yeah, VJ makes a lot of difference, like we said before. Without Kovacic or Kante, it's a disaster for our back three. You always when they playing, you always Kante. He's there to protect the back three. Then the back three protect Mendy. That's how we got these good results. No scored against us before. But we're missing, we're missing, the man Chilwell, another one. Don't forget Chilwell, left wing back. Alonso's been very poor, so it makes a big difference. Yeah,
definitely. It does make a lot of sense. I think I've just pinned the link as well for you guys to hop in and have your say. Hams Master, Fairboy, that lad Dylan, anyone who has to come in and want to have your say on the Chelsea performance against Leeds United. Now is the time. I agree the midfield is the problem and that's why we are leaking goals. Thank you, Hams Master, for being on the same page as that of us, because a lot of people in the Twitter are definitely questioning our defense. I don't think so. This is the right time to question our defense.
Yeah, you heard what they said. They said they're too old. They're getting too old. What a lot of rubbish to say,
Yeah. Now makes a lot of sense. Before we move any further, I was talking about that surprise that we are having in the channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play you guys a quick clip. Hopefully it plays all well. This is the first time I'm actually going to play a clip in our channel. Okay, it's not playing. So probably we'll follow a different option now. So what I want you guys to do is there is a 14 seconds video that lad Dylan has provided to us in our YouTube channel. Just go ahead and check it out. Not probably now, right? But then if you want to check that out. But the context of that video is that we're probably creating a new segment in our YouTube channel, which is called Dylan's Diaries. So what Dylan basically is going to do is he's going to go for Stamford Bridge games, most of our home games, and then he's going to record footages from there. He's going to go there. He's going to do a pre-match interview with people who are in the stadium, and then he's going to probably show us Stamford Bridge. And then he's going to be in the halftime like Nick Blue and talk to us from the stadium. And then towards the end, we'll have a post-match review show with Nick Dillon. Sorry, not. Why did I combine both Nick and Dylan? But yeah, with Dylan. Yeah. with the flow, I started combining people's name. Sorry about that, guys. But
Yeah.
post-match review directly from the Stamford Bridge, and probably he's gonna give us the footage, and the next day we will start publishing those videos. So you'll have a comprehensive impact, comprehensive video of the entire footage of the game. Maybe not exactly the game, because of course, he's not recording the entire game. But then the moments in the game is something that Dylan is going to probably bring us. I'm already excited for our next game. I think he is going for an Everton game as well, if I'm not wrong. So maybe end of the Everton game, we will find a lot more footages directly from the Stamford Bridge, and we will have those pictures and videos posted on our channel. So it's going to be really, really nice. And I love the way that Dylan as well communicates. So it's going to be loud and clear, and it's going to be so good for us to listen to him directly from the Stamford Bridge. There you go. Ha ha ha. Two different people there, bro. Yeah, two different people. I realized after I told about it. Everton at home. Yeah, so he is going for the Stamford Bridge game. Everton game at home. So hopefully we get a lot of footages from that game. I'm excited already about it. That's a new thing that we've brought in. Dylan's Diaries. Don't forget to miss out on it. It's going to be amazing, guys. There's going to be a lot of editing work as well that is involved in this one. So hopefully we get a comprehensive game footage for that. I think he can capture a few goal moments as well. Sorry?
Such demands. It's exciting though. Exciting.
Never a demand. It's just fun. It's just fun. Nick Blue did that for us the last time. Not sure every single game he's going to be going, but so we've got Dylan as well, who's engaging on such activities.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how I was doing it. It was like just from the phone. You can get the right thing to make it better, of course.
Yeah,
it's a good idea to do that. It's a very good idea. I was going to even tell you to do that, do these vlogs.
Perfect. That's exactly what we're going to do. Vlogs or vlogs, or however people call that. I'm too old to call these names the right way, so just going to call it the way that I know. Vlogs. Going back to screen share board and probably talking about the fixtures that we have for today, or for this week, match week 17, of course. It looks good. It looks good. We started with Brentford, Manchester United. I was predicting a 1-0 close victory for Manchester United. Any thoughts on that, Nick Blue? Any thoughts on that?
Was that Man United? The playing
Brentford.
who?
Brentford.
Oh, we're at Brentford. Is that Brentford? Yes.
Yeah, Brentford.
Yeah. I hope Brentford beat them, because I hate United. But I think they can beat them. They beat Liverpool. We had a hard game against them. I'm going 1-0 Brentford. 1-0 Brentford.
1-0 Brentford, says Nick Blue. I say 1-0 Manchester United, given the current quality, and Ralph Ragnick as well on the team. So, guys, please put in your score predictions as well on the chat window. Of course, what do you think about Ivan Toney, and how do you think his impact is going to be in this game, Nick Blue? How do you think Ivan Toney is going to perform at this game?
I hope he's playing, but I'm not sure if he's fit. He wasn't playing the other day. He's been out, so we don't know for sure if he's going to be playing. But even without Tony, they have players who can do something against United.
Makes sense.
I saw the last game. The last game they played, and they came back from losing 1-0, the 1-1. A great performance, second half.
Yeah.
They never say die at Brentford.
Right.
That's why I hope they do it. I don't want to jinx them. And I think they can win.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Norwich City as well did a good job against Manchester United. They were lucky to scrap off a win there,
yes,
0-1.
They'd be lucky.
Yeah. So that lad Dylan also says that I have vlogs on my channel for the games as well. Of course, when we put those Dylan's Diaries, we'll leave a description as well for a link for his channel as well. Go check out Dylan. That lad Dylan is the channel name. He's got a lot of vlogs that is being posted. I think 3 vlogs that he's done previously as well. So he's posted on the channel. Very good clarity as well in terms of how he's videographed it, and the way that he's talking in the video. So if you guys have time, just go ahead and look at that video. Once we've got Dylan's diary starting as well, he's going to be continuing to post his videos on that channel also. So you've got a lot of options to look at Dylan, probably in our channel, probably in Dylan's channel, or even Matt's channel at CFC Chat. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. That lad Dylan also says he's predicted the score 2-1, and he says United. So Dylan, are you saying United is going to be losing this game to Brentford? 2 for Brentford and 1 for United. Let us know what exactly do you mean by that. Brentford 1 and 2 for United is what Fairboy says. Fairboy is predicting a United win against Brentford. Not going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to put 2 against this Brentford team, if I'm to be honest. They don't concede goals, dude. They don't concede goals. The way they are playing, it's very difficult to play against them. But 2-1 United, I just want a bit of clarity. Are you talking about United winning? Yeah, I think United will win. That's what Dylan says. Makes sense. Makes complete sense. Going to the next fixture of this game, I think this probably would be a question for Vicky. Vicky on the panel. Norwich City versus Aston Villa. I think we probably discussed about this game, but then once again, Norwich City versus Aston Villa. Any thoughts on this game, Vicky?
Sorry, but I think I'll have to drop off. I have a work call coming on. But Norwich City versus Aston Villa is something that I'm not really looking forward to watch, though.
All right. Yeah. Again, Norwich City versus Aston Villa, fairly straightforward draw for at least Norwich City. Sorry, at least for Aston Villa. Vicky, you can drop off. Thank you so much for joining and spending your time. Of course, our Spanish correspondents closely follow Spanish league, and he's probably going to be starting off with some Spanish content as well in this channel. So you can be on the lookout for that. We'll cover Spanish, league as well. That's the plan going forward. So Aston Villa versus Norwich. I'm going to go to Nick Blue. Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa. The way that they've been performing, super good. So any thoughts there?
Yeah, I think Villa will win. I hope Norwich, get something. So, we have Billy Gilmore with them, and they have been playing better, Norwich. But I still think Villa will win just about. Be a close game. 2-1 to Villa.
2-1 to Villa, says Nick Blue. Score predictions, guys. Norwich versus Aston Villa. What are your score predictions? Do you think Aston Villa will be able to pull off a win here? Norwich, of course, coming after a very good match against Manchester United. Though the result did not go their way, they still managed to have a 1-0 loss against Manchester United, which is not in itself an easy thing to do. Aston Villa, on the other hand, as well, did a wonderful job in holding Liverpool until one penalty, and then that was the result, 1-0 against Liverpool. Steven Gerrard, of course, going to the Anfield and doing management against Liverpool. That's probably the scene that most of the Liverpool fans wouldn't enjoy watching. But score predictions, guys. Score predictions. 2-0 Villa. I think Megan will turn up in this game. This is a game that he will love. Megan turning up for this game, says Dylan. I also think there are a couple of other people who can cash as well, who's been performing exemplarily well for them, for Aston Villa. And the team is good, if I'm to be honest. So there's a good chance that they will pull off a win here. And of course, Norwich has their own folks for the team. Billy Gilmore, of course, the Chelsea loanee out there in the midfield, along with Pookie, who is one of the informed strikers for Norwich City right now. So it's going to be a good game. But I also think this will be a 2-0 or a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. I think Pookie will still manage to find the back of the net. Dylan says that is why I think Villa will win. They held Liverpool well. They didn't play awfully. But there's another aspect to it. Norwich as well held Manchester United for a long time. So I don't know how this game is going to go. But of course, I understand from where you're coming. Holding back Liverpool is much more harder than holding back Manchester United, given the current performance of both these teams. Yes, please click that like button, smash the like button. Let us know how much you love the channel as well, how much you love the content. I really hope you guys enjoy the content. Before we move on to the next match for match day 17, just smash that like button and come back quickly. Manchester City versus Leeds United. Next game, of course, Leeds United are having a difficult run of fixture. I think their next game is against Liverpool, if I'm not wrong. Match day 18 is probably going to be for them with Leeds United. With Liverpool. So they've got a difficult run of fixtures. Of course, they played against Chelsea last week. Managed to put off a very good fight, 3-2. But can we expect the same from Leeds against Manchester City? Nick Blue, what do you think about it?
Oh, I feel sorry for Leeds. Well, we don't like Leeds anyway, but I feel very sorry for them because they're going to lose to City. Then they got Liverpool, like you said, they'll probably lose out. I can't see any hope for Leeds right now. I can see them ending up in the relegation battle, if very easy because they're just above third place. So I can see them fighting relegation with everything this year.
Makes a lot of sense. Relegation battle is down there for Leeds United right now. Bielsa, is he a championship coach or is he a Premier League coach? A lot of unanswered questions. Of course, he has performed well, managed to keep Leeds United for a couple of years in the Premier League, but can he repeat it once again? That's the biggest question. That lad Dylan says, yeah, that's true. Aston Villa all day. Norwich will be competitive, but Aston Villa wins. That's exactly what my point is as well. Norwich will definitely give a difficult competition. That's why I think it's going to be a 2-1. Going to the next game, of course, Manchester City. He predicts a 3-0 win for Manchester City against Leeds. They will get battered. Do you think Leeds will not be able to even get one off against Manchester City after pulling off a couple against this Chelsea side?
Well, we hope so. We hope City drop points, Vijay, but I can't see it happening the way City are going now. I can't see, like the guy said in the comments, 3-0. It could be 3, 4, or 5-0 this game for me. I can't see Leeds unless it's a miracle. I hope they do something. I hope they prove me wrong and get a draw at least. That'd be great for them and us. But I don't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, of course. Leeds United, if they have to stop Manchester City, that really will help Chelsea. But given the current situation they are in, I don't know if they'll be helpful for Chelsea. The fight we picked up against them in the last towards the end.
Yeah.
Rafinha, Dylan says no. Rafinha is no match for Sterling, De Bruyne, and Jesus. I'll tell you one thing. I think Rafinha is in the wrong team. I think Rafinha should be in the top 6 teams. He is not a person who needs to be playing in that bottom level teams. Right? Rafinha, the way that he's playing, I think he should be in the top 6. Do you expect a summer transfer for Rafinha, Nick?
Well, you never know in football, but it'd be hard for them to keep him, especially if where they are. Then if any big team goes for him for the right money, then I can see him going very easily.
He has the quality and is playing completely in the wrong team, of course. And I just get reminded of the short footage that I was able to find in Twitter where Thomas Tuchel was talking with Rafinha, and all of a sudden people started making assumptions. Oh my God, is Rafinha going to be coming to Chelsea? Dude, where do you fit Rafinha in the squad? Everyone is playing in attacking position. We'll have to fit Rafinha somewhere in the squad. I don't see that happening, at least with Chelsea right now.
No, it won't happen with Chelsea. But I can see him going to a big club. Yes, maybe in the future. We don't know, but he's
definitely
a good player.
that would be a good move for him as well. And of course, the Bielsa product, which means he's going to give his heart out for the team. He's going to be running day in and day out. That's what you get from players who have trained under Bielsa. Leeds have been causing problems for Man City recently. I tip a draw. Wow.
No,
Fairboy says he is tipping a draw. All right, Fairboy, that's a good comment there. We as Chelsea fans would love to see that. You know what? We love to see that. Hopefully that happens. My prediction for this game, as much as I want to stick with Fairboy's prediction, I still think City are going to get this win. I think it's a 3-0 prediction. I'm going to go with a 3-0 prediction against Leeds. Against Leeds, so it's going to be a City win, of course. Quickly moving to the next team, Brighton versus Wolves. Wolves very difficult in the way that they concede goals. They don't usually concede goals. They're getting back to that sort of a form. Of course, relying on that one person, Adama Traore, for most of the attack. But Brighton, on the other hand, Lamptey performing on the top of his capability, Chelsea product, of course, but the way that he is performing on that right side of the pitch, he is looking a lot dangerous. So Brighton versus Wolves. This is going to be another fixture where I could say it's more of like an attack versus defense. Nick Blue, thoughts?
Yes, I would have said Wolves to win this game, but because they're not going to have Raúl Jimenez, he's on a red card. I think he doesn't play this game. I think, yeah, for sure. I don't think he should be played because he's got a red card the other game. Without him, I could see Brighton winning, and they're due for a win. They've been drawing too many games. This could be the game for Brighton. I'm going 2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton, says Nick Blue. Guys, your score predictions as well on the comment section. What do you predict for this particular game? Brighton versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Am I saying it right? Yeah, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yes, correct.
I think Brighton 2, Wolves 1, says Dylan. Jimenez is suspended, and I don't think Hwang has the full quality like Jimenez. Good points there as well from Dylan. A lot of people are predicting a Brighton win because Wolves have a restricted squad with Jimenez out for this particular fixture. But are you guys concerned about Adama Traore on that right flank?
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, he can. The only thing with him, he's an product. He runs, he does everything right, but he doesn't. He misses more chances than he scores. That's the
He
thing.
probably is like a Cho. He's probably like a Cho in our team.
He's
He
like
does
a Cho,
everything right
except score. So me, like I said, I'm going for Brighton because without Jimenez, their Wolves are not the same. They're not the same team.
Makes sense. Fairboy says goalless draw. He's in the mood of providing people draws today. Like he's he's one of those persons who's provided a draw for a City game. I kind of I'm not sure how that is going to happen, anyways. But Fairboy, if you get it right, you're coming to the stream and explaining to us how you did that. All right, how you predicted that Manchester City draw. But this is a goalless draw for Fairboy. He says these two teams, Wolves and Brighton, don't finish the chances they make. Of course, that's been a complaint with Wolves for a long time, probably seasons together right now. But let's hope that Brighton gets an opportunity to finish it off so that they can at least strive for that top 10 spot that they've been aiming for. And they're in a good position right now to compete for that. Next match is, of course, Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace versus a depleting Southampton squad day by day due to a lot of injury crisis as well. So Crystal Palace against Southampton. Crystal Palace looking increasingly difficult for any team to come against and play. Everton, I believe they played against Crystal Palace recently. Conor Gallagher's stunner puts Crystal Palace in the front and they won the game 2-1. If I'm getting my brain properly flowing with all the content. But Crystal Palace versus Southampton, I'd go for a Crystal Palace win. But your thoughts, Nick? Talk to me about first Conor Gallagher and then talk to me about Crystal Palace.
What a player! I was watching him the other Sunday. Watched the whole game. He was, not just that game. Every game he's played in this season, he's more. He's always a man of the match. But he's a great young talent, 21 years old. He can be better. I think he's better than Mason Mount right now. He is better. I love Mount, but he's proven to be better than him. And he can. For me, For me, I can see him becoming a great player, class player in the future. He's going to be the new De Bruyne, and we don't want to let him go like we did to De Bruyne. This is one guy we have to keep. He's really good. So Crystal Palace are on a run now. Southampton, not many good players left in their team. Too many injuries. So I'm going for Crystal Palace to win again.
Okay, Nick Blue goes for a Crystal Palace win. Of course, a 2-0 win towards Crystal Palace. Blue Lounge, meanwhile, has joined the stream. Big up VJ says Blue Lounge, looking forward to chaos change of the UCL. Of course, it's going to be very effective and going to be interesting. I guess I am jumping in late. Always welcome anytime you want to hop in and have your say. Blue Lounge, this channel is open for all. Of course, you know that. The stream link is provided anytime you want to hop in and have your say. Blue Lounge, the channel is always open, and Blue Lounge for me has helped out for me as well a lot in terms of getting a lot of subscribers. First of all, I went on to a stream and then he just told his subscribers, you know what, just go ahead and subscribe to Reach. It definitely helped my stream in getting a lot more subscribers and a lot more people joining the stream. So Blue Launch, thank you for doing that. Hopefully we talk to you. I talk to you in the upcoming streams as well. Having said that, guys, please put in your score predictions as well, guys. Crystal Palace versus Southampton. For me, what I'd like to see is a Mason Mount Conor Gallagher combination in the summer. Of course, a double 8, which is not something that Chelsea right now are, going with. But if at all we have to fit in Conor Gallagher, then we probably have to give him that cam role, which Mason Mount already is playing and doing a good job for us. So if I see a double cam with, it wouldn't be double cam, of course. It'd be a right mid and a left mid, but more inwardly positioned. But if we could see that, that'd be really great. Conor Gallagher at this point in time operating brilliantly from that cam position, having Eduardo and Zaha in front of him as well. He's got that option of Christian Benteke replacing one of these players at times. So the front two has been also superb, combining along with Conor Gallagher. That's a lethal front three for Crystal Palace right now. And because of that, I'm going to go for a Crystal Palace win 2-0 against Southampton. End of the week. Crystal Palace is winning by 3 goals, but will concede 1. Crystal Palace 3, Southampton 1. All right. Makes sense. Nothing wrong about this prediction. I think they could still concede. They don't have that sort of a defensive flair that you would expect from Crystal Palace when it comes to bigger games. But Patrick Vieira has been improving a lot in this squad. So, thoughts about Patrick Vieira, Nick, before we move on to the next team?
Oh yeah, I think I love what he's doing. He's proving me wrong. At the start, when they brought him in the start, I didn't expect him to change Crystal Palace, the way they play, their mentality, everything. He's done a great job. He's doing a great job. Not like Oli or Arteta. These two are clowns. Shouldn't be managing, noting. But Vieira.
But do you think Patrick Vieira should have started in Arsenal? Probably Arsenal should have got that opportunity, pulled that opportunity from Crystal Palace and got him into the squad as a manager instead of Arteta.
Yeah,
did they miss out on an opportunity?
Yes, Arsenal missed the opportunity because they put Arteta, but they didn't trust Vieira. I don't think, but he's proving to be very good.
Of course, he had a very good.
I bet 100. All the Arsenal fans will love him now. They don't want Arteta. Most of them, they don't. They don't want Arteta. But it's too late. He's at Paris.
Yeah, I already see a lot of people calling, like the Arsenal fans, calling for Patrick Vieira to be a possible option for Arsenal right now once Arteta leaves, or if Arteta leaves. But Patrick Vieira is doing a really good job.
He's doing a great job, and then he ain't going to make a silly mistake. He's just coming to management. You can't just go to Arsenal like that and change Arsenal. I don't think so. Yeah. He must be crazy if he does that.
Makes sense. Fairboy says Gallagher is like Kante with end product. Gallagher's defensive abilities are underestimated. I remember the way that he was playing a bit defensive in Tuchel's system during the preseason. He was moving a lot, but then I wasn't seeing a lot of defensive ability that I probably would appreciate if I'm to be honest. But then I never knew this he could be this lethal on the attacking front of things. So if he's this good on the attacking side, I don't even want him to do defensive work. So I'm good with whatever he does right now, and I'll take it any day. I'll take it any day for Chelsea. If he has this sort of an impact, then he's going to be like our next Lampard. Too early to call that, but you know what? I wouldn't mind. This guy could become that.
Yeah, he can be even better than Lampard. You never know. He could be one of those. But at the moment, he looks great. But I don't know if we're going to bring him back next season. I don't think maybe another year alone. And if he continues like he is, then he'll be back at Chelsea. They already
Makes
the Palace
sense.
want to buy him already. They're desperate to buy him.
No, definitely. I mean, the player of this sort of a caliber, why wouldn't they want to go for?
Let's hope we
And,
don't see him. That's all. Chelsea must be stupid to sell him.
Yeah.
If we sell Gallagher, it's like same with Rudiger. We don't give him the contract. We're our body's crazy. Same with
I
Gallagher.
mean, the advantage that you have with Conor Gallagher is that he wants to play for Chelsea. So that's an advantage, of course.
Yes.
Having said that, we quickly move on to the next team as well. We've got the last 7 minutes of the stream, of course, there. So I've got the other stuff that as well that I have to do. So 7 more minutes, and we'll quickly cover the rest of the 5 fixtures that we have. Burnley versus Watford. Score predictions and anything about the game? Watford, Burnley?
Yeah, it's going to be a very close one. Another relegation struggle. Burnley at home. Watford need desperately to win. Both of them win desperately. I fancy a draw 1-1. This one.
1-1 for this game is what Nick Blue predicts. Watford versus Burnley. Guys, your score predictions as well on the chat. My prediction for this game would be probably this is close, but I'm going to give it to Watford. The reason why I say that is because they, in terms of the manager's capability, I think Claudio Ranieri is a bit better than what Burnley have right now. So I'd go for Watford. So my score prediction still would be a 1-0 for Watford, not more than that. But I think Watford are probably going to edge past this particular Burnley team. And Burnley already are under pressure with struggling for relegation battle right now. So Watford have a bit of advantage there because they are not yet there in that relegation battle yet. I'm getting my table right. But I think Watford is probably going to run away with a 1-0 victory here. Having said that, quickly moving to the next team. Guys, leave your score predictions for the Watford-Burnley game as well. Moving forward, Arsenal versus West Ham United. Big game of the week.
Yes.
Big game of the week.
Big game. Yeah, big London derby again. I fancy, the way they're both trying desperately to get to the top 4 position. But I fancy West Ham to win this derby 2-1.
You know what? A lot of people, of course, this is a London derby, but I'm already starting to hear a lot of Arsenal people are, probably Tottenham folks. Obama what? Obama who? Obama you? And all that. Because Aubameyang is someone who's been pathetic in the last few run of games. I don't know what he's basically doing. 6-yard box and you miss that. You are probably a player who should be in Chelsea's number 9, because we have a lot of people we've seen that way. And we're fine with it because we get goals across the pitch from other areas. But what you're doing, you're the only person who gets goal for them. And if you do this, the team is not going to get goal at all. So start picking up your game, and you'll have to start improving. Arsenal versus West Ham. If Aubameyang is not going to pick up his slack, West Ham United definitely are going to run away with this game. Also, one interesting fact about West Ham United is that they won against United, they won against City, they won against Liverpool, they won against Chelsea, they won against every top teams that they should be winning in this fixture in the first leg. So West Ham United playing against Arsenal. I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham manages to thrash Arsenal 3-0 or 4-0. But I think this game is going to be more of a 2-0 victory for West Ham United.
Yeah, exactly. West Ham, because it's a London derby, I think it'd be close. Like
Yeah.
I said, I reckon 2-1. But I wouldn't be surprised if they thrashed them, really. There's no surprise.
That makes absolute sense. And then quickly moving to the other side of London, Tottenham versus Leicester City. But then it's not happening in London, of course, it's happening in Leicester. Leicester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. Another important game in the turn of things. I'm not even sure if Tottenham is going to be playing this game. They don't have 11 players to play this game, I think.
Yeah, we don't know if they're back. They have the whole team. I think they're going to have to play. They can't keep postponing games.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
already have a
obviously.
couple of games postponed. If is what I think, they got one of the game postponed due to snow. I think during the month of February or something,
Yeah, then
where they have a
COVID.
game. Yeah, I think in the month of
Last,
February they have another game already being postponed from the schedule because they're playing against Chelsea or something. Who like we are going for a different competition, so that game is already by schedule postponed. So, given these many postponement in their fixtures, I'm not sure if they can afford another postponement. But I also don't think they have a squad to play against Leicester City. That too against Leicester City. I think it's going to be a Leicester City thrashing against Tottenham Hotspur.
oh, that'd be nice.
I'm thinking a
Yeah.
2-1.
Sorry?
I'm thinking a 2-1.
You said 2-1. Yeah, I think Leicester have to win, considering Tottenham's state, and if they play, that is, if they play, I think Leicester will win 2-0. 2-0.
2-0 says Nick Blue. 2-0 says Nick Blue. We move on, guys. Put your score predictions as well on the comment section. We'll just read it out as and when it comes in. Chelsea versus Everton, of course, one of the other bigger games, at least the games that we would want to concentrate. Chelsea versus Everton playing at the Stamford Bridge. Score predictions, Nick.
Big game for us. Another big game. We can't afford to not to lose or win. Draws are no good anymore. We have to win. And Everton, the way Everton have been playing lately, we should easily beat them. We beat them 4-0 last year. I think we do it again. 4-0 Chelsea.
Again, the Merseyside is coming in for Chelsea. Of course, this game is going to be, I wouldn't say really difficult and all that, given the current context of the situation. Rafa Benitez, of course, a difficult coach to play against. But Everton, they've just lost against Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. So, you know what? I think this is one of the good time to play Everton. But we've heard all these stories when you say, you know what, this is the best time to play against Arsenal. This is the best time to play against Manchester United. I still remember people from Arsenal saying that this is the best time to play against Manchester United. And what happened? United thrash you. So I'm not going to go ahead and say that. But Chelsea versus Everton, I think this should be a fairly easy victory for Chelsea. I'm going to predict a 2-0. I really want a clean sheet, mate. I really want a clean sheet back in our kitty. Chelsea versus Everton. Yeah, score predictions, Nick?
Yes, I think we need to win and win good. I'm going 4-0.
Okay, Nick Blue says a bold 4-0 prediction here. We'll not get into the details, of course, because we've got the preview that is going to be happening tomorrow, same time. Chelsea versus Everton. We'll definitely do a detailed analysis of this particular game by then. But right now, my score prediction for the game is 2-0. Nick Blue's score prediction for the game is 3-0. Having said that, moving forward, Liverpool versus Newcastle United. Should be simple for Liverpool.
Yeah, I can't see anything else apart from a 3 or 4-0 Liverpool win. I hope Newcastle do some miracles, but I don't think they will. So it can't be. So it's got to be Liverpool 3. I go 3-0 Liverpool.
All right, makes sense. Newcastle, of course, are going to come to Anfield and they're going to play against Liverpool. Not going to be an easy thing, but Nick Blue predicts a 3-0 victory towards Liverpool, siding with Liverpool. Fairboy says Chelsea 4, Everton 2. Hope the Chelsea defense prove me wrong. Of course, buddy, we all hope that happens. We all hope and pray that our defense gets better as days progress. My prediction for this game, Liverpool versus Newcastle, would be a final towards Liverpool. I think they're going to thrash them at the Anfield, and I don't think so. There is even more than 10% of Newcastle getting a win here. So I'm going to go for a 5-0 win for Newcastle for Liverpool. Having said that, we've closed with the match day 17 score predictions and, of course, talking about the teams. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. And we are also coming towards the end of the stream, guys. If you're still with the stream, just let me know, first of all, the score predictions for the Liverpool Newcastle United. Nick Blue predicted a 3-0 for Liverpool, and I predicted Liverpool 5, Newcastle United nil. Having said that, we are coming towards the end of the stream. Let us know about how you like the stream or not in the comment section. Of course, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to go to Nick Blue for his closing thoughts. Nick Blue, your closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts is going to be about the Champions League today, because they made the first draw. United supposed to be playing PSG, Atletico supposed to play Bayern Munich. Then suddenly there's a mistake in the computers or something. That's all. I don't believe that. I don't believe a word. I think this was fixed. UEFA got paid.
Nick Blue, can you
right.
continue for a couple of minutes? I'll just be back.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, UEFA decided to take bribes from Man United and Atletico Madrid, and so they redone the draw. And to get out of it, to get out of the situation, they put them together. I don't believe a word about this computer stuff. It's all to do with money and corrupt UEFA. It made me feel like when they were trying to do the Super League, the same situation. Different, but similar. UEFA is just a corrupt organization, and I don't know how we can get rid of it, but that's the main thoughts, really. And about Chelsea, we have to beat Everton. We have to win. There's no draws any good no more, because Everton and Liverpool and City, they ain't going to lose any more games. Doesn't look like they're going to lose or drop points anytime soon. So we have to make sure we go and beat Everton and beat them good to get confidence back. And that was, any comments? Yeah. And that's the main thoughts, really. As you know.
All right, guys. All right, guys. How was these closing thoughts? Hopefully everything was good. Uh, and with that, we are coming towards the end of the stream, guys. Have a good day. This is VJ signing off.